Are you thinking of traveling or investing in Turkey?
Then this video is for you. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode. My name is Karma
My name is David.
and this is
How We Life.
In this channel, we share our experience as expats and digital nomads. And our goal for this channel is to help you live a life without boundaries.
If you are new to our channel or haven't subscribed yet, please smash that like button and hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our new content and videos on our journey. In today's video, we're going to share 10 reasons why we decided to move to the beautiful country of Turkey.
So our journey here actually started back in 2019, where David and I came here for our honeymoon. Fast forward 2 years later, we're not just living in Istanbul, we actually made a very big decision, and we'll make sure to tell you guys all about it at the end of this video, so stay tuned.
Reason number one, food.
Where do I start? We just
So
need
much.
a separate video just for the food here in Turkey, especially our favorite meal of the day, which is the Turkish breakfast. Turkey has incredible fresh seafood, meat, and produce. So whatever your diet may be, if you're a vegetarian, if you're a vegan, or if you love meat like us, you're gonna find your thing here in Turkey. There are also different cuisines here found in Turkey because it is the West meet East, so you can find a lot of diverse cuisines here. One of our favorite dishes that we just actually found out about, it is called mahlama or kuyma. It's basically cornmeal, some cheese, and some butter. As we like to call it actually,
Death by cheese.
just don't expect to be functional for the next 2 hours after eating this dish.
But it's so worth it. It's so good.
worth it. And we can't talk about Turkish food without mentioning the Turkish sweets.
So many sweets, so many desserts. And obviously one of Karma's favorites is the
Baklava. I mean, no matter what, Turkey is a very rich country in cuisine. So just make sure when you come to Turkey that you're here with an open mind and a very empty stomach. Reason number 2.
quality of life. A couple living in Istanbul is going to cost you on average about $1,300 a month. That includes your rent, your utilities. You can get a pretty nice furnished apartment for that amount. Your groceries are going to cost about $200 to $300 a month. And then going out is going to be about 50 bucks a week. It depends on how much you like to go out. We try to keep it down to a 2-night minimum. That includes a couple of entrees, some apps, and a couple of drinks, cocktails, of course. And a side note, if you're thinking of staying longer than just a few months and you're looking for an apartment, instead of looking at Airbnb, which you're going to pay a premium on, there's another website, and we're going to link it right here. And this is more of a local website, Turkish website, where you can find rentals completely furnished with utilities.
Just make sure that you contact the person that listed that rental. Just make sure that you meet with them and you inspect the apartment prior to signing the lease, just as you would do anywhere in the world.
The transportation is super affordable here. We spend about $10 to $15 per week, and that includes about 80% of public transport and about 20% using taxis. And that's typically about how much we spend a week on transportation.
And as David mentioned before, we spend about $100 a week on groceries. And the way we do that and we live super affordably is that we go to the local bazaars 1 day a week, twice a week. It depends on
How much reading?
Reason number 3, ease of access and visas. So Turkey grants visa-free entries to more than 20 countries, including Jordan. So as a Palestinian with a Jordanian citizenship, Turkey was perfect for me. Whether you do require an e-visa, which approximately takes an hour to get approved, or just a regular entry visa, then you can stay in Turkey for up to 90 days every 6 months period. But if you're thinking of staying in Turkey for more than 90 days, then you can go ahead and apply for the Turkish residence permit. It can be a little intimidating and a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, because we got your back. We did a whole video about the process of applying to and obtaining a Turkish residency permit. Make sure that you click on the video right here, or also you can find the link in the description below.
Number 4 is public transportation. There are different types of public transportation that you can use in the cities and also intercity. So there's a really good bus system or shuttle system that you can use to get from city to city. And within the city, like Istanbul that we're here now, you can take the ferry, you can take the bus, the tram, or the metro, and it's all super affordable. Like I said before, typically it costs us around 10 to 15 USD per week for transportation. And that's with us actually using taxis about 20% of the time. What you'll definitely want to do if you're staying here for an extended period of time is get yourself an Istanbul card. You can use this on the ferry, the bus, the tram, and the metro. You'll have to connect it with your HES code, and if you want to learn how to do that, then you can check out my girls video. I'll link it right here. Hey baby. So with the Istanbul card, it costs about 10 lira for the card, and then we suggest putting about 20 to 30 lira on the card, because for every trip that you take, whether it's a bus or a tram or the ferry, it's going to average about 3 to 5 Turkish lira per trip. So we did a video on this, how to link it to your HES code, how to get one, how to use it across the city, and all the different benefits. I'll link that down below. Domestic flights are actually incredibly cheap, especially if you're traveling anywhere from Istanbul or Ankara down to the south. And that's typically where a lot of people travel to. You can get a really cheap flight for about as much as a fancy dinner at a restaurant. Here in Istanbul, it's going to cost you anywhere between 35 to 55 bucks. And that's going from round trip or Istanbul down to Antalya or even Bodrum. So if you're like us and you love road tripping, Turkey is actually an amazing country to road trip, and there's definitely some great budget options for car rentals that you can get from the city. But it's actually a lot cheaper if you want to get it from one of the airports. We typically get ours from SAW, and it'll typically cost us anywhere between 35 to 40 bucks for the whole rental per day. That includes your insurance, that includes an extra driver. So if you don't have an extra driver, it'll be a little bit cheaper than that. But you also want to make sure that you get unlimited mileage. It's super important, just in case you're like us and you turn a 3-day road trip into a 6-day or 7-day road trip. One of the great things about road tripping here in Turkey is the world-class infrastructure. They've built all these brand new roads, bridges, tunnels, so it makes it really easy to navigate all over Turkey.
Reason number 5 is safety. So Turkey is generally considered a very safe destination, just as long as you use common sense and take the precautions that you would take if you travel anywhere in the world. So as a solo female, I actually lived in Istanbul, Turkey for about a month and a half by myself, and I felt super safe. I just had to take the same precautions that I would take if I'm traveling by myself anywhere in the world. Just make sure if you're going home kind of late, just choose the well-lit streets and make sure that you have a friend that knows exactly where you are and when are you gonna get home.
Number 6 is lifestyle and hospitality. And hospitality is definitely a cornerstone of Turkish culture. The sense of community and the friendliness of the Turkish people, who will go out of their way to assist and happily spend time chatting, is a breath of fresh air to expats here. It's really hard to feel alone in Turkey, especially here in Istanbul. Reason number 7 is the climate and the nature of Turkey. For anyone who loves 4 seasons, Turkey's got you covered. From dry climates in the south and southeast to beautiful snow-capped mountains, Turkey has incredibly diverse nature. One of our favorite things to do here is camping. We have camped all over Turkey. Some of our favorite spots were in the south on an island called Gökçeada. We actually have a full video on it here. If you love the outdoors and being out in nature, then you will definitely want to explore all that Turkey has to offer.
This actually leads us to reason number 8, which is outdoor activities. From scuba diving all the way to skydiving, Turkey has it all. There are so many activities to explore and try here in Turkey. World-class windsurfing in Gökçeada, which actually David just started learning, hiking, outdoor festivals, and camping, one of our favorite activities. Actually, one of our favorite towns here in Turkey called Kaş has a world-class scuba diving destination. It is actually rated one of the top 10 amazing destinations for scuba diving.
Number 9 on our list is healthcare. This might be so exciting, but it's super important because obviously something that affects us all. But Turkey ranks actually among the top 10 medical tourism destinations in the world with highly trained doctors and well-equipped hospitals. Many people come to Turkey due to the low cost and high quality and short waiting period and world-class facilities in the healthcare sector. Turkey provides better quality treatment at lower cost when compared to Europe and the US and other Western countries. Some surgeries are up to 90% cheaper than other countries. Last year alone, 1,700,000 foreign patients came to Turkey, where health tourism revenue exceeded $12 billion.
So my experience with healthcare here in Turkey was actually very positive. I did live in multiple countries such as Palestine, Jordan, and the US. And obviously the healthcare in the US is super expensive. But you do get world-class healthcare in the US. But I mean, Turkey has it both. Has the affordability and has the world-class healthcare system. Reason number 10. The geographical location of Turkey. Turkey is literally the east meet west destination. It's a melting pot of many nationalities, and the really cool thing about Turkey is that you are a very short flight away from most Middle Eastern countries, most European countries, and most Asian countries. So if you're hanging out in Turkey and you thought to yourself, why not go check out Georgia? You book your ticket, it's about $40 to $50 a flight, and you just go explore Georgia. We do highly recommend that you take advantage of your stay in Turkey to go explore all of the European countries that you're able to access. Well, this concludes our 10 reasons why we moved to Turkey and why Turkey should be on your list of destinations to visit soon.
So that's it for today's episode of How We Life. If you found this video helpful in any way, please smash the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get all of our up-to-date content, because we're always putting out videos on our life here in Turkey and our travels abroad. Also, what do you think of our top 10? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment down below. Let us know if we missed anything. I'm sure we did. Love to hear what you guys think. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.
Wait. You mentioned something about a big surprise at the end of this video?
Yes. So thank you guys for staying all the way to the end. Yes, we do have some really big news. We have recently purchased an apartment here in Istanbul.
Woo!
Yeah, we're super excited. It was supposed to be a couple years down the road. We didn't expect to be doing it this soon, this early, but we found the property and it was such a crazy, amazing deal. The views are ridiculous. It's right in Beşiktaş, one of our favorite neighborhoods. So we'll definitely be posting some videos on everything from how we found it, the purchase price, the renovation process, which we're going through right now. And we're still not sure what we're going to be doing with it at the end. We might keep it or we might sell it. We'll see, but we're super excited about it and can't wait to take you guys on the journey. So stay tuned for more videos on that.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys later.